All right, family, let me respond to Tree of Logic. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with Tree of Logic, she is a black conservative female, one of the worst. I guess you can say she's what you would call a coon or a bed wench, somebody I definitely don't agree with. But I ended up finding a video. One of the guys I subscribed to, he found the clip, and I'm gonna play just the audio because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I'm gonna go ahead and play the audio because people who talk like this is very dangerous. And I'm trying to unlock my phone. I'm gonna play just the audio. It's from a podcast. Here we go. Best interests that white people stay the majority and not become a minority. I would hate for America to be. Oh, good. I can't even say it. I'm afraid because it's like I would get chills up my spine to think of Black America. Are you shitting me? And somebody said, or maybe Mexico or Hispanic America. And I know I just. And somebody, I had a white person say, well, what do you mind? What would America look like if it was black? I said, combine South America with Chicago. There you go. Okay? I'm going to stop right there. And it's basically, she was being interviewed by somebody named Lena. Okay, I'm trying to turn my phone. Lana Lockteff. I mean, I can show you right here. You can see it on my screen. This is Tree of Logic right here, and this is Lena Lockteff. She's doing some kind of side by side split screen interview. Now, what I don't like about this interview is that the Lena Lockteff person, the white lady on the left, didn't say, "Well, aren't you black? Aren't you part of a part of? Wouldn't you be part of a black majority America?" You see, what the problem with these black conservatives are, they don't think that anything black that they won't take part in the blaming of all the black stuff, or that they won't be lumped in with the rest of us if somebody on the conservative side used the term black people. That unfortunately Jesse Lee Peterson is a black person. Tree of Logic is a black person. E.T. Williams is a black person. So Candace Williams, or whatever name, whatever the fuck, Owens. Candace Owens is a black person. So at the end of the day, that piece of shit, for her to say that black America will look like South America and Chicago smashed together is a fallacy, and it's disgusting. It's 100% you know intellectually dishonest. But people like Tria Logic has to play to a certain crowd. She has to follow a certain narrative that black people um that we're misled, that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, that we need leadership, and that it's in the best interest that white people stay the majority of America, and that as long as they stay in control of of law, legislation, judicial, and executive branch of government, that all the minorities of America will do just fine as long as we play our role and sit and take the back seat. Now, people like this are very dangerous because um, this triologic person, get my glasses. This triologic person, she's one of these people where when you go to a party and you see the only black person might be her, she's the kind of black person that will actually run from you because she don't want her friends to think that your blackness or like your I don't know, like your revolutionary, like the revolutionary side of you is going to rub off on her, and by that rationale, the white friends who invited her there is going to disown her. So people like them and all those black conservatives who you see, you know, taking shots at New Orleans, at Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, all these black democratic cities, those people are those black folks on the coon train who say stuff like that's those blacks. And then when you get in their face and tell them, well, aren't you black also? They sit there and say, well, I'm black, but I'm not like your kind of black. I'm one of the few smart ones who got away. So I'm black, but I am an American, not an African American. I'm just an American. So yeah, I'm black by default, but I'm not black. If you know, if you see what I'm saying. And what I don't understand for the life of me is that this piece of shit, well, she knows better. Most coons know better. They pretend that they don't know better, but she know better. For the most part, if you're watching this and you got a brain, you know that Black Wall Street existed in 1922 when black people had to be doctors. Um, White people didn't share gasoline with us. They didn't share resources with us. So Black Wall Street, um, what happened in Florida, with Rosewood and a bunch of other black enclaves and black neighborhoods and black communities always thrived because all we had was us. And as long as any majority of people can have self-determination and self-reliance without any outside interference, it runs like a well-oiled machine. So that's what I don't get when I see people like Tree of Logic and all these other assholes like Jesse Lee Peterson, E.T. Williams, and the other coons I can't name, and Tommy Sotomayor. All these other guys pretend that what black people do is innate in the nature of black people to be animalistic, dogmatic, and we all go out there and just destroy property because that's just what we want to do. If black people could be left the fuck alone to follow the American dream, take place in America, our rightful place, our constitutional right, the rest of the country will work as a well-oiled machine. But unfortunately, the country don't work that way. You have to have haves and have-nots, and you have to have a lower class of people and a working class of people to actually serve the upper class of people. And unfortunately, it's not in the book of life or the book of whatever the game, whatever the playbook was never ever meant for us to be either equal or how I say separate but equal. It was never ever, unfortunately, for anybody watching this video. If you're a white person, it's not me attacking you personally. It was just never ever meant in the book for us to be free or us to get away. So it's not in the best interest of any white entity or any white body of people to let black people become the majority or Hispanics become the majority. If they do, you have to put rules, laws, and exercises in place and pitfalls in place to make sure that anytime somebody gets on a even if it's a coon or a black co-conspirator, you have to put some kind of safeguard in place to make sure nobody black can do the ultimate good. We can do good, we just can't do the ultimate good. Like you can't be the black person like a George Washington Carver who could, be a botanist. And you got all these different formulas, different potions. You can make bleach and all these different findings and and conclusions without being castrated first. George Washington Carver was cast. He was a fucking eunuch. The man could never be in a position to have kids and pass his knowledge on, or even if he did any research under the auspices of a certain company or of a university, he still could have had kids and a wife. It was made sure that and a ton, not to mention a ton of inventions, black inventions that were stolen. So when I look at people like Tree of Logic and all these other black conservatives, they are the ones. As a matter of fact, it would be them. They are the actual the bear traps and all the pitfalls. Those co-conspirators, they are the ones who, like the Jews who conspired in Germany to fuck over other Jewish people. Tree of Logic and people who think like them. And the reason why I say they are dangerous, not because they are dangerous because they truly believe what they're saying. They are dangerous because they know what they're doing ain't right, but they're getting paid for it. So they're dangerous and to the effect of, even if they faking it, they're spitting real hatred. They're influencing people who could use the rationale that, see, there's a black person right there, and even that black person know niggas ain't shit, and they're coddled. But I'm gonna tell you something. Every in the back of every coon's mind, they all know that they full of shit. You can always have your coffee, your tea, your beer, and have somebody pat you on the back. But at the end of the day, I don't care how you twist it, how you put it. Even I'm not comfortable being the only black dude in a room full of white people. I'm sorry, and more importantly, I'm a conservative, but I am not comfortable being in a room full of white folks pat me on the back saying "attaboy." At the end of the day, if you are a black person and somebody white is saying something about black people that's derogatory, untrue, and you don't stand up for black people, you are part of that problem, and you know it. So it's people like them who are willing participants who need to get their ass whooped, and they're dangerous because they are some of the most important instruments in keeping black people down. And mind you, that motherfucker, Tria Logic, used to be a police officer, according to her. So her, Candace Owens, and all those other coons, Jesse Lee Peterson, E.T. Williams, all those people are doing that stuff for money. And remember, a lot of our greatest leaders were infiltrated because there were people who did what they did for money. Now, yes, you can be a Democrat and a coon. Let's not get it twisted. That's the number one reason why I became a conservative, because, yeah, a lot of Democrats, a lot of black people with a D behind their name, Democrat. I mean, a lot of black Democrats are coons because they'll do the exact same thing in a room full of white liberals, knowing that those same liberals are in the educational system miseducating black kids, and they'll also play a role in it. So as long as black people can be in a position to be self-determining, self-relying, without any outside sabotage, we good. So fuck what she's saying. Anyway, guys, hit like, share, and subscribe. Share this video with apes, alligators, coons, possums, skips, skanks, and scallywops. Go to artbyrico.com. That's how you support this channel. I'm damn near demonetized at this point. So go to artbyrico.com. That's ARTBYRICC. I have two C's in my name. RICCO.com, and go to Tough Love Dating. I'm doing a shitload of videos tonight, bro. I'm stuck at home. I got shit to do, so I got a whole list of videos on my phone. I'm knocking them bitches out tonight. Anyway, I'm out of here.